Welcome to my channel. The next female singer I'm going to feature today is Daneliya Tuleshova. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And I was asked to react to her, but I was not given a song, so I went to her channel and I chose Cynical. I don't know if that's the one you wanted to hear, but that's the one you're going to get to hear. But before we do that, I have to thank you for coming to my channel. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for blowing up my subscriber counts. And thank you most of all for commenting. I really enjoy interacting in the comments. So, let's watch Daneliya Tuleshova singing Cynical.
You always said I'm cynical. Always put my physical. Always be so clinical. Don't matter now. So why you said I'm cynical? You ain't had nothing like this. Come at me, I'ma bite back. Lying to you till a flight rest. You ain't never get your pride back. Keep your hands off of my body. Sorry, I don't like you, but none of your problems. You so when you call past 10 o'clock, don't need no love, don't have to say this. Break your heart.
Well, this is kind of hip-hoppy, isn't it?
When you call past 10 o'clock, don't need no love, don't have to say this. Break your heart, no explanation. I don't need your validation. Cynical. Always put my physical. Always be so clinical. Don't matter now. So why you said I'm cynical? Won't text you back, not giving you that, but why don't you understand? Don't got the time, you're up of my line, cause I got other plans. This boy is a sin, I hear about the seizure, but I want sin for you. Guess I'm too good for you, I like too good for you. When you call past 10 o'clock, don't need no love, don't have to say this. Break your heart, no explanation. I don't need your validation. Cynical. Always put my physical. Always be so clinical. Don't matter now. So why you said I'm cynical?
Nasty? Well, that was interesting. As I said earlier, I think it's kind of a hip-hoppy thing. Very modern. I didn't care much for the graphics because I couldn't really see what was going on very much, and I think that was the point of it, but I would have preferred to see more of her. She has a good voice, and I think I need to see some more of her stuff to really get a feel for what she's like, but this was interesting. It was, and one thing I thought of, I don't know if you'll understand this or not, but Sometimes when I see videos like this, I think of The Ugly American, if you know what I'm talking about. people from all over the world speaking many, many different languages come to America to make it big in the music industry. Even Dimash has done that. And I think Americans, just many Americans, not all, but many, take it for granted that they're going to sing in English. And it always strikes me how all these foreign people can speak English just fine, but so many Americans can't speak any languages. I can't speak any languages. I mean, I learned a little German when I was in high school, took some more German in college. Just because my heritage is German, I wanted to learn the language. And I've tried to pick up and have picked up little bits and pieces of Spanish because I have a son-in-law who's from Puerto Rico, and my daughter who married him speaks fluent Spanish. And so I should tell you a story about that. When I worked at the University of Texas at Dallas, I became friends with a professor who was from Colombia. And we went out to eat one time with him and his daughter. And his daughter and my daughter carried on a conversation throughout the entire meal, completely in Spanish, never spoke English at all. And so I happened to bump into him on campus a few days later, and I just asked him, how good was my daughter's Spanish? And he looked at me and he says, I can't tell where she's from. And I said, what do you mean by that? He says, she speaks perfect Spanish, but I can't detect an accent, so I can't tell where she's from. And I thought, wow, that's impressive. She worked very hard to learn the language. She even went to Spain and spent 3 months in an immersion course in Spanish. And she does speak it quite well. But anyway, I'm getting way off the track. But my point is, I really do appreciate all the people that have another language as their native tongue, and yet they've learned English well enough to communicate. And for those of you who comment in your native language, you know I'm using Google Translate to respond to you, but I feel like it's my duty to respond to you in your native language if you are commenting in your native language. I don't think it would be right at all for me to respond in English and make you translate it. And something funny about that, I have to, if I want to say something, I type it in English and then select the language that you wrote in. And then I take that and I copy and paste it back over to the left side and translate it back to English to make sure that I'm actually saying what I thought I was saying in your language. And it can have some funny results. I tell you, Kazakh especially, the translation system on Google is horrible, absolutely horrible. It seems to be pretty darn good in Spanish and Russian, and maybe a little less so in Italian and French. But I'm really enjoying reading all these comments in your native tongue and then translating them and then trying to respond to you in your native tongue. That's kind of fun. But anyway, I'm getting way off the track. I thought Danelia, I guess that's how you pronounce it, Danelia. I thought her song was enjoyable. I liked it. I think I'd like to see more of her, and I'd appreciate it if you could request specific songs and put them in my request form so that I can respond to them and react to them, because I think I'd like to hear her some more. As always, I pray for you that you will live an abundant life, that you will live a long time, and that you will be healthy throughout your life. And I pray that God will keep you safe from harm. I pray He'll do the same for every person that you love. And I pray that you'll be anxious for nothing, but in all things, through prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, you'll let your requests be made known to God. and the peace that passes all understanding will keep your heart and mind in Christ Jesus. This is the Vietnam era vet out.